McKay here. So today, we're going to be given an equation of a line, and we want to find a line parallel to the given line that also goes through a specific point. In this video, we're going to be plugging in numbers and solving for a variable. So I might use the word inverse operation. Now what an inverse operation is, it's just a way that you can move constants to different sides of the equal sign when solving for a variable. So for example, the inverse operation of addition is subtraction. The inverse operation of multiplication is division. So now that you know that, let's get started. Our first example says, what is the equation of a line passing through the point 2, -1, and is parallel to the line represented by the equation y equals 2x plus 1? So remember, if we want a line that's parallel, we know it has the same slope. So our line also has a slope of 2. So let's write that. Y equals 2x plus, but we don't want it to be the same line, so we have a different y-intercept. Let's call it b for now. If we want a line that also goes through the point 2, -1, we're going to plug in 2 and -1 for our x and for our y. Our y is given by the -1. Now instead of 2 times x, we're going to be writing 2 times 2 plus b. Now we're going to solve for b. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. And let's rewrite the rest. Now to get b all by itself, we need to move the thing that is not b, which in this case is 4. We're going to use our inverse operation. Since 4 is positive on this side, to move it to the other side of the equal sign, we have to subtract the 4, which cancels it out, which gets b all by itself, just like we wanted. Now from here, let's simplify. -1 minus 4 is equal to -5. So we know b is equal to -5. So we're going to go back and write a parallel line, which the equation would be y equals 2x, because it was the same slope as the original line, minus 5. And that's our answer. Problem 2 is very similar. Again, we want to know what is the equation for the line that passes through the point -2, 3, and is parallel to the line whose equation is y equals 3/2x minus 4. Again, parallel means we have the same slope. So our line will also have 3/2 as its m, as its slope. So let's rewrite what we got. Y equals same slope of 3/2 x, but now we want to know what our b is, what our y-intercept is of a parallel line to this line. So again, let's write plus b. To find out what b is, we have a point that it goes through, so we are going to plug in x and y for the x and y we see in our equation. Our y is given by the 3, so we'll plug in a 3. Now 3/2 is now being multiplied by -2 because that's in the x spot. So now let's just solve for b. 3/2 times -2 is -3. Let's rewrite the rest. Again, we're using our inverse operation to move our -3. The inverse operation of -3 is addition plus 3. We add 3 to both sides. We cancel out the 3's here, and now we have b all by itself just like we wanted. Now, 3 plus 3, let's simplify to get 6. So we know now that a parallel line to our original equation has a y-intercept of 6 and has the same slope of 3/2. So our final answer is y equals 3/2 x plus 6. If you think you got it by now, I would pause this video and try to solve this one on your own. If not, let's get started. Our same problem says, which equation represents a line that is again parallel to a line whose equation is y equals 3/2 x minus 3 and passes through the point 1, 2. So again, parallel lines have the same slope. So in our line, we are also going to have 3/2 as a slope. We just have a different y-intercept. So let's add plus b. Again, we know our parallel line has to pass through the point 1, 2. So let's plug in 1 and 2 for y and x. Our y from this point is given by the 2. Now 3/2 is now being multiplied by 1 plus b. 3/2 multiplied by 1 is just 3/2. Let's rewrite the rest. Now we're thinking to get b all by itself, we have to move the positive 3/2. How would we move a positive? Well, remember, we're using our inverse operation to get b all by itself. The inverse operation of a positive 3/2 is subtracting 3/2 on both sides of the equal sign. Cancels on this side just like we'd like it to. And we're left with b is equal to 2 minus 3/2 is 1/2. So remember, parallel lines have the same slope as our original line. So we have y equals 3/2 x. And we found out that our b is equal to 1/2. So we're adding 1/2. And that's the parallel line that goes through the point 1, 2.